Well, of all the sponsor spotlights we have done here during the 2018-19 season, I have to say this is the one I was probably looking forward to the most. It is Swan Brewing here in downtown Lakeland, and we are with Dan Thumberg, who is one of the co-owners of this really cool facility. It's got just a great vibe. If you haven't been in here, they've actually been open almost a year now, so no excuses if you haven't been to Swan Brewing. Great place to just kind of relax and unwind and have just some fun with some family and friends, either after work or before or after a Tropics game. So, Dan, thank you for opening up and showing us around here this morning. And tell us a little bit about the history of Swan Brewing. As I said, you've been here about a year, but the microbrewery industry's been around for a while. So tell us how you got the idea and how it's gone in those first 12 months.
It's been absolutely amazing the first 12 months. The idea really started over a decade ago. I worked for an Anheuser-Busch distributor over in Tampa, and I saw the boom in the craft beer market. I started making beer myself, and I just realized that there was more than just what we were accustomed to, the macro lagers. And I knew that if you're going to do it, you need to do it right and have a really cool place. Just like you said, where family and friends can get together, and you create just this community element. That's we make great beer, but we have an amazing atmosphere where everyone is welcome.
Yeah, and you'll kind of feel that and notice it as soon as you walk through the door. One of the specialties that you've whipped up is the Tropic Ale, which is in honor, of course, of the Florida Tropics. So tell us a little bit about how that came to be and maybe a little bit about the beer itself.
So we always wanted to do a beer for you guys. And we was like, well, what is the Tropics? What's the Tropics Ale going to look like? Obviously, we're in Florida. It's not going to be, a super dark beer that's heavy. You want something that's light and refreshing and tropical. And so it's a pale ale. And we use very tropical fruits, hops, fruited hops that go into it. We use Citra and a couple of other secret ones that we don't want to talk about. But it's gone through a couple iterations. The first one that we did, it was almost a little bit too bitter for us, and so we tamed down the bitterness, pumped up the fruit notes on it, made it a little bit lighter, easier to drink, and it's just become a fantastic beer for us. Everyone has embraced it, and of course it's great to call it the Tropics for our favorite Central Florida sports team.
We appreciate that. Now, one of the things I always find fascinating about microbreweries, and my wife loves visiting them, so we go to a lot, is the names you guys come up with. That's got to be like half the fun, isn't it? Just forget the recipe and making the beer. Coming up with the names sounds to me like half the fun of this business.
Yeah, the names can kind of be a pain. Just with so many breweries, it's almost like every name has been taken. So some people have even resorted to like random word generators, and there's just word salad for the names. We try to put a little bit more into it whenever we think of it. We definitely taste the beer, we smell the beer, we understand what we were going for when we were making it, and we really try to make the name tie to it and make sure that nobody else has used it.
One of the things that is popular that you do here too is the beer flights, which is kind of a sampler of a number of beers, so you don't have to spend all your money on a pint that you might not like, but you can taste 5 or 6. Tell us how that works, and maybe what are some of your most popular brews.
Yeah, so really you can do a sample of any beer or cider that we have on tap. Our flight paddles are actually 4, but you can do 6, you can do 8, you can split them with your buddies, whatever the case may be. The number one selling beer that we have is a beer called the Bean, and it's kind of it's an oddball. Everybody's used to having flavors and stouts, but what we decided to do was to take those flavors that you normally put in a stout and put it in a blonde ale. Make it a lot more sessionable, easier to drink, light and refreshing. Again, it's hot. We're in Florida. But it's a coconut coffee blonde ale, and it is by far the number one selling beer that we have here and our most popular.
Now, is that what we have behind us?
So over here we have a little science experiment.
Okay.
Basically what we did is we took the Bean and we cranked it up to 11. We made it a much bigger version, higher alcohol content, a lot more flavor in your face, and then we put them in Jamaican rum barrels to kind of absorb a lot of that flavor. So whenever you have it, it's going to be kind of like thinking of a pina colada. Yeah, so this will be available during our 1-year anniversary party, which is going to be April 19th, 20th, and 21st.
So basically, you're just a mad scientist that works with beer.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting it.
So there you go. The Swan Brewing Group is it's been growing leaps and bounds here in downtown Lakeland, and it's a great place to visit, as we said, to have fun. We appreciate your involvement with the Tropics, by the way, and I know you haven't been around long, but community involvement is such an important thing for all the local businesses. Tell us a little bit about being involved with the Tropics and the community as a whole.
The Tropics have been wonderful, from the watch parties to you guys have some of the craziest fans that I've ever seen, and they're in here every single day. But just people come in and they see the flags flying, they see the sash over there on the wall, and we're not just these guys that came in and we're just trying to make beer. It really kind of cemented our place in the community, showing that we support every aspect of the community, and especially our sports teams and all the places that everyone loves to go around here.
Now, you said the bean is the public's most popular choice. What's your favorite?
Oh.
Like asking to pick your favorite child, is that right?
I only have one child, and it's kind of like, I'm a seasonal guy. Whenever it's hot outside, I want something light. We make a lager called #Freedom. It's a 4% American light lager, but I grew up drinking, and it's just super refreshing. And you can drink them not all day, but you can have a couple of them, and you're just fine. That's kind of the kick I'm on right now. But when it's really, really cold in the wintertime, I want a big, deep, dark, rich stout, something that's got a lot of flavor.
So finish this sentence for me. The key to making a great microbrew is what?
Being the world's best janitor. 85% of our job is just making sure that we have almost hospital-esque cleanliness back there, just to prevent cross-contamination and off flavors. And so we spend 85% of our time just cleaning.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, well, we appreciate it, Dan, to spend a few minutes with you here at Swan Brewing. We encourage Tropics fans and people that work downtown to stop by and enjoy one of the refreshing brews. You actually even, I think, make your own soda pop, don't you not?
We do. We've teamed up with Sparrow Sparkling Soda, and they've been making soda in town here for many, many years. And all the sodas are made here right on site. It's all made with natural ingredients, organic cane sugar. If it's a blueberry lavender soda, there's blueberry, lavender, and cane sugar in it, and nothing else.
Yeah, well, that probably should tell you everything you need to know about the attention to detail here at Swan Brewing. So we hope you get a chance to stop by. Dan, thanks again for opening up your facility so we could take a look around today, and we hope fans get over here very soon. And when is your first anniversary exactly?
It's April 19th, 20th, and 21st.
So that'll be right after the Tropics conclude their indoor season and right as the outdoor Tropics get going in the UPSL, and just a few weeks before the USL League 2 opener just down the road a bit here at Bryant Stadium. So we thank you for joining us for this edition of Tropics Sponsor Spotlight here at Swan Brewing. We'll see you again next week.